How camgirls seduce you. Hi, my name is Luke Vu, PhD, clinical psychologist, mental health expert, helping young men overcome digital addiction, depression, and anxiety. In this video, we're going to take a quick look at the methods webcam performers use to seduce and retain their patrons. This time with a little help from Andrew Tate snitching on himself. Because why not? Quick disclaimer, I'm not your psych, this isn't treatment, and if you need a psych, you should find a registered qualified psych in your area. This episode will have two sections. The first section will be the pitch, the stage where performers seduce you and create attachment. The second stage will be the standard operating procedure that maintains and amplifies attachment. With that in mind, let's move on to the first section. Creating attachment and dependence. The pitch. Webcam performers are always selling a fantasy to you. It's the reason why you use their services.
Make him think that if he's serious about you, that nothing else matters.
Wow,
you gotta put a famoose on it.
They're always smiling at you, happy to see you, reinforcing that their company is a safe place where you can feel desired and validated without any friction usually found in reality. A camgirl's bread and butter are their white knights or top patrons. When these performers are on the job, their goal is to always nurture and facilitate a type of attachment and subsequent dependency that you're willing and happy to pay for. The easiest way to do this is by paying compliments to you and reaffirming you, their patrons. Something that makes you feel good, something that you might not be receiving in your day-to-day life. This is paired with a touch of personalization, such as calling patrons by their names or remembering their occupations or events in their lives. Camgirls remember you. They'll write down important details about you so that the experience feels authentic, personal, and special to you. Remember, that's their job. Paid interactions usually entail one-on-one time, where instead of replying to the hundreds of people in their chat, their attention is solely focused on you. The fantasy aspect, if not controlled, can make you feel as this level of service is only for you, where in fact this is the protocol for any big tippers, whales, or VIP patrons. Now, patrons will feel special and slowly morph this habit from leisure activity into a need. Even if you have enough self-control and awareness, participating one-on-one with a webcam performer is a paid service, and time with them is always running out as soon as it starts. Even if you know this context, it's easy to suspend the knowledge that your favorite performer makes other clients feel as special as you do right now. You're immersed in this fantasy, and you're not really encouraged to make yourself feel bad when you're feeling this way.
You talk to anyone else while we're talking?
Yeah,
How many others?
8,316.
When you pay once, the performer has to maintain you as a repeat customer and make you feel unique and compare you positively to other donors.
And if he was a young man, I'd say, I can't believe I'm talking to some young guy. All these old creeps are on here. Oh my God, you're so handsome. Why are you even here?
So
If he was an old guy, I would say, oh my God, I'm finally glad to talk to you. All these young creeps keep coming and talk to me. I want a guy who's serious, who's ready to settle down. I know older men will settle down. Sell the dream, sell the dream, sell the dream.
Essentially encouraging you into the sensation of lust and love, nudging you closer to a state of dependency. The best performers will elicit sympathy and empathy, pulling your moral compass into the entire transaction. Some performers will pull out the stops, and in return for your physical and emotional vulnerability. She'll be emotionally vulnerable as well, and this is the Superman punch of the pitch. Even if she's being honest, which is slim to none chance, the result and her goals during her work hours will still remain the same, is to keep you coming back. You might share a story about her upbringing, a sick family member, becoming a webcam performer out of necessity perhaps, or to make you feel that she needs you coming back and supporting her with your funds. This can even feed into your ego as a provider, and if it isn't something that you feel in your everyday life, the more significant this feeling is. You feel appreciated, dutiful, and respected. If your moral compass is successfully hooked into this activity, you'll subconsciously make a connection between donating to the performer as being a good person, the winning submission of this mental jujitsu. At this point, patrons are also the most susceptible to scams, where she might require larger once-off payments to make rent or pay medical bills, and you come to a rescue.
Because they get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange today to meet, all this shit, I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. Okay, how much is a visa? It's $900. No, but it's not $900 because I went to the embassy. They think I'm a risk, and I need a return flight there and back, and I need a hotel. I need to have spending money in my bank account. They won't let me come. Or how much you need? All right, 10 grand. Boom, it's 10 G's. Boom, thanks.
Now let's explore the other factors that might aid amplifying attachment into dependency. The standard operating procedures. No judgment. You must feel safe and welcome to retain the fantasy, and therefore there isn't really room for kink shaming or judgment. Camgirls offer a safe, judgment-free environment where you explore and fulfill your sexual curiosities that you would typically feel shame from your partner. Imagine a one-stop shop where your fetishes and insecurities are accepted, while your performer also makes you feel like a good person and appreciates you for being there. All it takes is a little bit of money. Consistency and frequency. Professional camgirls take their jobs seriously. They are there for you reliably, consistently, and frequently, and this is the basis for most friendships and romantic relationships. You make friends at school or your workplace because these are the people you interact with between the hours of X and Y several times a week. This is true for online hosts as well, whether or not that be camgirls, streamers, or people selling goods on TikTok Live. You know when to see her, she's always there, and she's always available in a predictable time slot. She's a fixture of your week. The best service providers are there when you need them. This isn't because they're just waiting only for you. This is how to conduct good business. Responsiveness. Camgirls attend to you and do so immediately, especially if you're a reliable big tipper. And if you want that level of attention and feel special, well, you better get tipping. In real life, when someone is attentive to you, they're really into you and you like that they're into you. Now with camgirls, they do that because you tip and your brain doesn't really know the difference as long as it gets what it wants. You enter the room and command her attention. She's prioritized you and you like that control. But who's really being controlled here? Emotional availability. The best webcam performers are great listeners, especially after a long day of real-life problems. Even though you might not share every detail with them, they indicate that they're always ready to receive you and your thoughts, creating an environment where you're encouraged to be vulnerable. They listen and validate your experiences and thoughts, but would they still listen to your problems with unwavering attention and empathy if you stop tipping? Indicating desire. Physical attractiveness is a basic prerequisite in a performer, but what gets overlooked is that we really like when someone really attractive desires us. It almost doubles your motivation to maintain this attachment. Add to that virtual physical intimacy and her reinforcing her desire with "I miss you, come back soon, that was a lot of fun for me, I don't have this with anyone else." And now she's got you locked down. Tiers and exclusivity. When the relationship gets deeper, it's really common for you to want to extend that relationship off the platform. Top patrons or white knights can then be promoted off the original website. Normally you purchase a WhatsApp number or a virtual chat room ID on Zoom or Skype. Sad reality is that when this happens, you're likely not even talking to her and you'll be talking to a manager.
I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just pure, just famoosers, just laughing and doing this. And they were talking to fucking ice cold hustlers. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar, he will fuck a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
But you feel that you've accessed something exclusive and rare, which makes this feel even more special. You also find that you'll be able to access more time and therefore limit her accessibility to her other general clients, which leads to your ego being fed by a false sense of status. Ultimately, you're still encouraged to go through the website to spend time with her, and you find that your dates are restricted to the platform as she can't spend time outside her work hours. This of course comes with a convenient plethora of excuses, such as bad internet outside the studio or not wanting to do a call where she lives. We also forget that from a cam performance perspective, staying on the platform is a way to have healthier boundaries as well. Remember that interactions with camgirls are a transaction for sexual entertainment, but it's real easy to play yourself or get played into having a romantic relationship. Remember, you haven't built this relationship, you bought the appearance of one. Separate fantasy from what is real. I hope you found this useful. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm Luke Vu. Be kind, be you. Catch you next time.